Hey guys, you are receiving this video because you have graciously agreed to be either a greeter or an usher at church, and so I thank you for your heart to serve. I want to take a few minutes to talk to both ushers and greeters kind of at the same time. I'm going to start more with greeters and then I'll move to the ushers. And so forgive me if it looks like I'm reading. I am. I want to cover some important aspects of really a ministry, and both ushers and greeters have a ministry more than just a function. So someone once said that communication occurs in the first 4 minutes, the kind of communication that occurs in the first just 4 minutes of human contact, so critical that it almost always determines whether strangers will remain strangers or become acquaintances, maybe even friends. If that's true, and it applies to all who walk through the church doors and all who come into the sanctuary. So what an opportunity and what a challenge it is to be a greeter, to be an usher. Remember, it's greeters who often hold that first impression, and we want to make a wonderful impression because we have an amazing message to share. So I want to give you 6 tips, at least, let me see, 6, 7, 10 tips. I'm going to give you 10 tips to greeting. Number 1, smile. And this applies to ushers as well. But number 1, smile. People love to see a smile, and a genuine smile. Number 2, practical one, fresh breath. So I heard it once said that the word of life should not be met with the breath of death. So make sure you have some gum or at least a mint or something in your mouth when you greet people. That would be a good thing. Number 3, make eye contact. Greeters need to sincerely look directly in the eye of everyone walking in the door. I'm not suggesting an interrogation kind of look, but just a genuine look in the eye that says, I'm really glad that you are here today. Number 4, don't ask the question, are you new? Could put you in an awkward position, or them. What if they're not new? Maybe they've come the last 3 or 4 Sundays and they're feeling like, oh, maybe nobody's even noticed that I've come. Or maybe they'll feel like, oh, I've been tagged as a newbie. What's going to happen? So don't ask them that question. I got another question in a minute that probably works better. Number 5, personal warmth. This is important, but don't overdo it. You know, somebody brand new, don't give them the kiss on both cheeks kind of a deal. Just have personal warmth and convey a real sense that you are really glad that they're there. Here's the question you could ask. I don't think I've met you yet. A great question. Doesn't put anybody on the spot. It's rather welcoming. So just ask them, I don't think that I've met you yet, and go from there. Number 7, focus on guests. So greeters should always look for guests while greeting. It's important that greeters not get caught up in the fun of the weekly reconnect with friends. You start chatting about what you did that week while somebody brand new or fairly new sort of slips by unnoticed. I want you to be prepared to greet people who are, especially who are new. Certainly greet our regulars as well. But and I also want to make sure that you're, be prepared to answer any questions a guest might have, such as, I've got kids, where should I check them in, and those kinds of things. Number 8, provide extra care for women with small children. If there's a family who's visiting, you're pretty sure they're visiting, welcome them and direct them to our check-in station, which of course is down in the little hallway that leads to our restrooms, and encourage them to go there to check in their children. And if they seem a little hesitant, I'm okay with kids being in the service with their parents for the first couple of times. Some folks, some parents are not super, they're not ready to just jump in there and put their kids somewhere that they're not comfortable with. So that's important as well. Number 9, provide, of course, handouts in the bulletin. Number 10, be prepared to answer any questions guests might have. I think I just covered that. So greeters, what an opportunity you have to welcome people and just extend the love of Jesus to people as they walk in the door for the first time. So the ushers, I want to talk to you guys just a moment, a little bit. I want to move the role of usher from simply counting nickels and noses to understanding that ushering is a ministry. I want you to really consider this a ministry, not just a utilitarian function. And I want to give you some tips as well. Number 1, you're a minister. What I mean when I use the word minister or ministry is that what I want you to do and how I want you to do it, how you do those things, it is done in such a way that impacts people's lives and creates an atmosphere where people can experience the presence of God and the love of the church. So number two, I want you to be prepared in prayer. So this comes back to the idea that ushering is more than just that utilitarian function. I need you to be spiritually aware of the atmosphere in our sanctuary. In fact, as you're in prayer, as you're in the sanctuary, as you're helping people find a place to sit, and you notice somebody may seem to be a little down or depressed, just begin to pray for them. You don't need to go over to them, but pray for them. Be aware of kind of the dynamics of what are going on in the service. And I know this is asking more than you've done in the past, but I think it's important, and I need you to step up in that. So come to church prepared in prayer. Number three, dress appropriately. We're a casual church, and I don't mind being casual. That's fine. We can be casual, but ratty shorts, a dirty t-shirt doesn't really communicate that you care. And I want us to communicate that we love our job, we love being in ministry, and we want to present ourselves in a good way. So I don't need you to wear a suit and tie or even a collared shirt, but something that is casual, but that is clean and nice and welcoming. That's important for me. Number four, notice newcomers, like our greeters. Warmly welcome those that you believe to be visiting for the first time. And again, a great comment to make is, hi, I'm so-and-so. I don't believe I've had the opportunity to meet you yet, and let the conversation go from there. Number five, position yourself at the sanctuary doors. So we haven't done this in the past, but I'd like you to do this rather than coming in and just sitting down and all you do is take up the offering and count the offering. I would like for you to be at the doors, stand at the sanctuary doors, and hold them open for folks coming in. And it's not too hard for them to find a seat in the sanctuary probably, but when you are there, it gives you a chance to assist newcomers. Maybe they look a little lost. Where do I check in my kids? Those kinds of things, and you can help them with that. Maybe they have questions about the church. So position yourself at the sanctuary doors. Number six, of course, we need you to take up the offering. So position yourselves on the outside of all of the chairs, sort of on the wings of the sanctuary. That's where you need to go. Grab the baskets in the back that are typically under the chair by the back door there of the sanctuary. Go to the outsides, and after we're done praying, go ahead and let the baskets be passed into the middle and then wrap around to the outsides as we normally do. Number seven, I need you to listen carefully to this instruction, and this is handling the money that we receive. This is important. It's a big deal. We want to do it right. And here's the procedure I want you to follow. It provides accountability and protects you from any unnecessary accusations. So number one, both ushers, we usually have two. I'd like to have three, somebody in the middle aisle, but right now we have two. So both ushers need to take the offering into the office together, walk the offering into the office together. And then I want both of you to stay in the office while one of you counts the offering. So count the cash separately, count the checks separately, record that in the usher book, which will be sitting on top of the safe. As you have done, record that in the book, and then record the total that you have counted. And so you have two people there observing that, and that just gives some accountability. Place all the offerings, cash, coins, and checks, etc., into the offering envelope. So I have a sort of almost a blank envelope that is sitting on top, and maybe I'll put it in the usher record book. Take all that, put it in the envelope, slide it into the slot that's in the safe. That would be important. And then we're done. We've recorded things, and everything is secure, and we've had accountability in that process. That's important, very important. Number 8, attendance, which you have done. But what I'd like you to do is after taking up the offering and it's been deposited in the safe, one usher should peek into the classrooms and get a count of the children, preschool as well. Don't forget preschoolers and Kids Universe. You might look in the nursery. We may have some little babies in there. And then also note the adults that are helping in the classrooms. Next, step quietly into the sanctuary and count those present in the sanctuary. Finally, the usher who's done the counting of attendance is going to return to the office and again open the usher book and record the number of adults and the number of children, and then you are done with that part. One last thing I want to just talk about, and that is disruptions. We really haven't had an issue with disruptions, but we ought to be prepared if something were to happen. And sometimes we have street folks that come down, which is wonderful. We want to embrace them. Or we just maybe somebody that is coming that's a visitor. There's just a large disruption. There's a commotion. Something's happening. There's a disturbance. how do we deal with that? How do we handle that? Well, I want that to be your job. And if you're uncomfortable with that, let me know. And I'll try and have other people available. But for now, I really would like for ushers to handle this. It shouldn't be too difficult. But kindly ask the person who's causing the disruption. In fact, I might even ask, can you please help this person? But ask them to step outside. You might say something like, I'd like to talk to you about the problem that you're having. Would you please kindly consider those here? Let's just step out on the hallway and let's chat about your issue. And then take them actually to the bottom of the stairs, or at least the foyer area, so you're away from the sanctuary doors, and that disruption sort of fades away from folks, and we can continue in worship or continue in the Word. So walk with them there, address the issue. Again, what's the problem? What's going on? Is there anything I can help you with? Can I pray with you? Those kinds of things. And if they quiet down, just ask them, Pastor doesn't mind if you head back to the sanctuary as long as you aren't a distraction, as long as you can just sit and enjoy the service. Or if there seems to be a rebellious spirit, something else is going on, just simply kindly ask them to leave the facility. Say, we need you to leave the building. And if they want to talk to myself, tell them that they can set up an appointment to talk to the pastor, and I'd be happy to do that. So this has only happened a couple times in the 18 years that we have existed as a church, but I want to be prepared. So finally, I want to thank you for stepping up and serving as a greeter or as an usher. Because we use the planning center to organize all of our volunteers, I need you to confirm or decline an assigned Sunday. You should receive an email, and if you're not receiving an email, then either you haven't registered, you haven't responded to the initial email that the planning center sends out. Something's going on. Maybe we have an incorrect email address. So I need you to confirm that you're going to be serving the particular Sunday. You'll receive usually by midweek a reminder that or an assignment for the coming Sunday, and then a reminder will show up Thursday or Friday. So it's that first one that you get. Please respond to. That lets me know if you can't, for whatever reason, serve as an usher or greeter on the coming Sunday, then I know that. And I'd like for you to find somebody else that is trained and in this video, and they can replace you for that coming Sunday. If you're having trouble with that, let me know. I'd be happy to try and find somebody to cover for you. But I just don't want to have a Sunday and I'm looking out and there's no ushers that have been assigned, and that puts me in an awkward position. It makes guests as well as regulars feel like we're not organized. And so I want to be organized. I want to communicate ahead of time. I need you to respond. Let me know. Yes, indeed, I'll be there. And then on your assigned Sunday, please be here, greeters and ushers, by 10 o'clock. That's half an hour before church starts. That gives you a chance to be prepared in your heart and gather with all of us, and we can pray together and kick off an awesome and amazing Sunday service. So that is it. If for some reason you don't get an email, but you're assigned, for some reason you're not getting that email from the planning center, refer back to the original email that I would have sent out, which includes a PDF file of our Order of the Towel roster, Order of the Towel, referring back to Jesus taking the towel and serving the disciples and washing their feet. So that is it. Thank you for taking some time to watch this entire video. God bless you, and I look forward to serving with you. Awesome.